Another short video for Great Cow Basic. This time it's on color TFT graphics LCD. But what have I got? It's October 2014. What have I got here? Click on that. I've got a microcomputer. I've got this Great Cow Basic, and what I should have written on here is that this is SPI communications. SPI communications to a graphics LCD. It's actually running a 16128, and it's running the ST7735 chipset. So for those who don't know, that this chipset's been supported in Great Cow Basic since last year, 2013. Hugh did some good work, and I'm just polishing it off to make sure that it supports all the new graphical stuff in terms of lines, circles, squares, etc. And all the new font support. So this is just a demonstration of a complete set of those capabilities. The help file's up to date, and let's just read that. So have a look what it's doing. So this is my little lab setup here of the display. You can see it's doing circles, it's doing squares, lines at angles. If it's doing lines at angles, it's doing lines, text, and it's printing. It's got a yellow background, for those who don't know. So it's printing out a long number. It's printing out a string, and then some test strings in two different fonts. And if those who make it out, they are definitely two different fonts. One's a 5-point, one's a 6-point. Let me just do a reset for you. I'll just reset the chip. That's portrait, and then landscape. Then it clears it down, and it goes into the program we were just looking at. So it's just a quick test program, and away we go. So how would we code that? Pretty simple in Great Cow Basic. This is the chip and the initial commands and config. This is the graphics LCD. You do need to get hold of the a GLCD later than October 2014 to get full support. And this is where you set the parameters up for the device. Clearly the width is 128 and the height is 126, but I actually want to use it the other way around, so I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But that's the standard, that's the config. And then you need to set up the pin mappings in terms of the control pins. So you've got data and commands on I've got on B5. I've got a chip select on A0 and a reset on A1, and then I've got the pins for SPI. But in actual fact, there's no return data from this device. So essentially, you just need the two bars, which is a SDA at the top. So let me just show you what I'm doing. So it's pretty simple. You've got the standard drawstring, no difference to the drawstring. So you want to draw a string out, and if I can show you, we'll reset the chip, and that way we can sort of stop it. There we go. I'll leave that sitting there. I'll just pull that back slightly. Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. So you can see there that it's got some text on it. We'll just take a bit of that now. It will still reset itself in a second. This is drawing the string out, Great Cow Basic 2014. This is how you draw the strings, and then this is a new command for rotating the screen. And you've got things like landscape, landscape reverse, portrait, and portrait reverse. And that's essentially 0, 90, 270, 180. And then the rest of it is absolutely standard strings. Now what this does, this rotation, and in actual fact coming back to that, it does actually tell the chip to it actually changes the width and the width and the height parameters. But this command looks after that all for you. So if you actually just use the rotation command, it's quite happy doing that. What else is different? You got some colours. Let me just show you those colours. Because it's a colour device, you can choose all these colours now. We've got black, blue, red, green, blah blah blah. These are the basic colours. Magenta. And they're not in blue because these are little space. Look, there you go. Now it's recognising. And you've got fill boxes the same as before, and etc. And then I'll just go back to and just reset that to get that running for us. And whilst that's running, I'll show you how to do the fonts. I have no idea why this displays on the move. Maybe the camera's on the move or something. Don't know. Let me just show you how to do those test fonts, those different fonts. For those who don't know, this something we introduced the other week. We've got different fonts. You can select a different font set by changing the font. If you don't specify the font set, it just defaults to 0, which is the standard. You can tell it what background colour it's got, and then just print a string. You can tell it the foreground colour as well if you want to, of the string. And then you can see down here I revert back to the standard default and I put them on 0. Now why am I putting that? Just so I know what font set it is, and if you look on the screen that's 1 there and 0 there, and that's moved again. I can only think the camera's about to pop off. And then this is the star pattern here. It's very crude, but just an idea of telling you what to do. And here's the extra code for the adding the extra fonts. Standard fonts are 0, so if you don't have those installed and try it, it will just do the standard font, but I want a bigger font than this device very shortly. So what I wanted to show you was a very quick demonstration of it all working. Colour TFT, it all seems to work fine. Thank you, Hugh, and really good. And we'll call that a wrap up.